Morning everyone, Ryan here from Next Level Property Investing. So I'm going to talk to you today about no money down investing and whether it works or not. So no money down investing for me it's a good strategy in principle, but whether it works or not, I'm not entirely sure. If you hang around the end of this video, I've got a little productivity hack for you, but let's get dug into what I think about no money down investing. So first and foremost, I think it can work. The idea of the strategy is effectively that you rent a property off the landlord. You don't pay a deposit, you don't pay any refurbishment, and effectively you put no money into a property and then you just start renting it out, and from day one it cash flows. Now I do think this is possible, but I would think it's a lot harder than most people preach. And I know for myself, in my experience, I think the cheapest rent-to-rent deal I've ever had is about £400, which was a smart TV and a couple of cushions to set up a rent-to-SA unit. So, you know, it's not. I just don't see how you can do it for £0. You know, personally, I think you can do it for little money down. I think the only way you could probably do it for zero is probably taking on a very poor property and expecting probably tenants or guests to live in it. I just don't think you could do it on a serviced accommodation strategy. I think the standard's far too high. I think you've got to have your serviced accommodation units well equipped. They've got to have a lot of stuff in there, more stuff than a landlord would more than likely have, renting it out normally to tenants, even if it was on a HMO style operation. And you know, you've got to add a few little bits and bobs in there just to make them look a bit nicer, give them that hotel sort of feel. So for me, rent to SA definitely can't. No money down. I just don't see that happening at all. I just don't. I just can't believe that works. On if you did manage to pull a no money down deal off to get it acquired, I don't think you'd get any guests. Or if you did, you'd get some bad reviews, and I don't think there would be longevity in that. So you know, that kind of defeats the point of it all. I think the rent-to-rent strategy, you could potentially take on an already set up HMO, tired landlord, but I would imagine that you know, if it was, you know, they'd have to be pretty desperate to give you everything that's set up and working, and you know, there'd have to be some strange sort of circumstances around that one as to why they would just hand that over. But you know, it could happen, I guess. But for me, I think, you know, the rent-to-rent HMO style setups we've had, typically we take them off tired landlords who are, you know, just fed up. They don't want to manage anymore. But when you get into the properties, there's always just a little bit of an upgrade that needs doing, and you know, it's something that you know, costs money, obviously. So for me, I think also the best deals are found with little money invested. So, you know, when you're actually refurbing the property for the landlord, and you're getting the you know, you're going in there, you're possibly putting some new carpets in, some new decoration, tarting them up with it and just making them a bit better. Typically take student properties and turn them into professional lets. It's not a bad strategy, but you know, you are looking at probably anywhere from £3,000 to £4,000 sort of investment on that one to get them up and running. And you know, there is money in that, but at the same time, I work on a 6-month rule, so anything that takes more than 6 months to get the money out, I don't bother with. You got to remember on rent to rent that, you know, you don't own the asset and it could be pulled from you at any time. So you have to appreciate that you need your money out as quick as you possibly can to make sure you're going to make some decent profit. And then you know, but those for me are the best deals, and they're the ones that have made the most money for us, and good due diligence has helped us get into those, get our money out quickly, and then we've had them for quite some time, because obviously we do a good job for the landlord, so they're quite happy with what we do, and you know, it works really well for both parties, and you're creating that win-win situation, which is crucial to acquiring property en masse. You know, if you go into it with a selfish attitude that it's all about you and you're not solving any problems for anybody, then you're not going to get many properties. So you've got to go into it with a mentality that you're going to create a win-win, you're going to solve the problem for the landlord. Typically they'll be tired, they've had bad experiences, the tenants have trashed their properties and they can't afford to fix them up, or the properties have maybe just run down quite a bit, and they can't afford to fix them up either. So they're the type of deals that I go after. They seem to be the type of landlords that we get attracted to and that we can put good deals together with, and we work very well with. So they continue to give us more and more properties, and it's a great fit. And I think if you want to get real serious about rent to rent, then you want to be working with kind of portfolio landlords as opposed to just single landlords who've got 1 or 2 properties. Your portfolio landlords are how you're going to make a lot of money, because once they've tested the water with you with one, they're going to be more open to giving you more, and obviously they've got more because they've got portfolios of this stuff. So it's an easy way for you to just get a constant flow of properties. They're coming to maybe the end of their cycle where they're just tired, they're sick of tenants, they don't want to do it anymore, and they're quite happy to reduce their cash flow, but obviously increase the amount of time that they get back for themselves, and reduce the amount of hassle. Because for me, a lot of landlords do it wrong. They manage themselves, they create 9-to-5 jobs, and that's just not what I see property investing as. Personally, I have no interest in that. I've got interest in the cash flow that the property creates, but the rest of the tasks are all leveraged out, and you get other people to do them for you. So that's how it works for me. Now, my little productivity hack, as I promised, it's as you can maybe tell, it's early in the morning here. It's just after 5 o'clock. That is the time that I get up, and you might have seen a couple of my other videos, but I get up at 5 o'clock every day so I can get 2, maybe 3 hours before kind of the world ticks. And it's a crucial part of the day. It's a crucial part where everyone's asleep, and you just get to go after it. You get to go about your own business, you get your workout in, get yourself all ready for the day. And I get a lot of work done between the 5 a.m. and 8 a.m. and it's a real game changer for me. Started doing it about 4 years ago, and I've committed to it pretty much every day since. Not every day, but it is tough. But once you get into a routine, like anything, once you create a habit, it becomes a lot easier. And I'd say 90% of the time I do get up, and we do attack that sort of. I do attack that sort of 3-hour window and get a lot done, and then I'm in control of my day rather than the day taking control of myself. So so if you enjoy the videos, don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to work with me, if you want to take your game to the next level, many people have jumped on board the 12-week program that we've got going on, and they're changing their direction, and they're really getting some fast results. It's proven all across the UK. No matter what the strategy is, rent to rent, rent to SA, buy, refurbish, refinance, lease options, we cover it all, and we get in there with you, step-by-step program. Head over to nextlevelpropertyinvesting.com, book a schedule a call with myself, and we'll have a chat and see if we're a good fit for each other. But don't forget to hit the little bell, subscribe, and if you want any specific content shooting, just drop comments just drop a comment in the box, and let us know what you want to hear more of. Take care. Have an awesome day, everyone.